Every year, your money is losing value, and nobody sends you the bill. There's no notification, no warning, and no moment where you clearly see it happening. But over time, the effect becomes obvious. Things get more expensive, your expenses slowly increase, and the same amount of money starts to feel smaller. Most people notice this. Very few understand it. This is inflation. And while it's often described as a normal part of the economy, when you really break it down, it behaves a lot like a hidden tax. Inflation means that over time, the value of money decreases. The same amount of money buys fewer goods and services than it did before. You might still be earning the same income, or even slightly more, but your purchasing power is quietly shrinking in the background. Now here's where it gets interesting. Inflation doesn't destroy money, it redistributes it. And that changes how you should think about it. When people hear the word tax, they think of something visible. Income tax, sales tax, something you can calculate, something you can see being taken from you. Inflation doesn't work like that. There's no direct transaction. Instead, the loss happens silently over time. Let's take a simple example. Imagine something cost $100 a few years ago. Today, that same thing costs $120. Your money didn't change, but what it can buy did. That difference is inflation, and if your income didn't increase at the same rate, you didn't just stay in the same position. You moved backward. Now scale that idea across everything in your life. Food, housing, energy, daily expenses, and you start to see the real impact. But the deeper question is this: if your money is losing value, where is that value going? Because it doesn't just disappear. When new money enters the system, it doesn't reach everyone at the same time. It usually flows through financial institutions, large corporations, and government systems first. They get access to that money early before prices fully adjust. That means they can spend or invest it while it still holds more value. By the time that same money reaches the broader population, prices have already gone up. So even though more money exists, each unit of it is worth less. The earlier you receive new money, the more valuable it is. The later you receive it, the weaker it becomes. And this gap creates a quiet transfer of value, not through force, and not in a way that's easy to notice, but through timing. This wasn't random, and it wasn't accidental. We've seen this play out multiple times. After the global response to COVID in 2020, massive amounts of money were introduced into the system to stabilize economies. In the short term, it helped. But over the next couple of years, prices started rising across the board. Food became more expensive. Housing costs increased. Everyday life became more expensive. People didn't suddenly feel richer, even though more money existed. In fact, many felt the opposite. The same income started covering less. And this pattern isn't new. In the 1970s, many economies experienced a period of high inflation, where prices rose rapidly over time. What people could afford at the beginning of the decade looked very different by the end. The value of money shifted, and anyone holding cash saw their purchasing power decline. These are the moments where inflation becomes visible. But even when it's not obvious, the same process is always happening in the background, just more slowly, and that's what makes it so effective. It doesn't need to be extreme to have a long-term impact. Even small, consistent decreases in purchasing power can significantly reduce what your money can do over time. This is also why simply saving money without any form of growth can work against you. If your money is sitting still while inflation continues, its real value is decreasing every year. On paper, the number looks the same, but in reality, it can do less and less. What feels like stability can slowly turn into loss. Now, this doesn't mean saving money is wrong. It means saving alone is incomplete. Because if your money isn't keeping up with inflation, it's effectively moving backward. So the real question isn't just how much money you have, it's what that money is actually capable of doing over time. Once you start looking at it this way, inflation stops being an abstract concept and becomes something practical. It directly affects your lifestyle, your decisions, and your future. And this is why it's often called a hidden tax. Not because it's officially labeled that way, but because of the effect it creates. It reduces your purchasing power continuously, without a clear transaction, and without most people noticing it in real time. With a normal tax, you see what's taken from you. With inflation, you feel it, but you don't always see it. And that's what makes it powerful. Because in the end, inflation doesn't just change prices, it changes what your time and your money are actually worth.